everybody, it's Dragana from Saacibo. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. We have really old grape vine growing very close to the house, and it actually provides shade in the summer, but it also gives us a lot of grapes. And I normally make juice with this grape, we eat it, but this time I just had to try and make a dye for my papers using grapes. One of my viewers, the channel name is Memento Books, suggested to me a while ago to use blueberries with baking soda to create green papers. And I didn't have blueberries, but I thought along the lines, the blueberries and the dark blue grapes should give me something similar, and I had to try. And if you'd like to see how I managed to create 6 different shades of papers using grapes and some other basic ingredients like baking soda and a bit of vinegar and old rusty bits, stay tuned, the tutorial is coming up. Okay, let's make that grape juice first. I have about 1 kilo of grapes here. I think that's how much it fits into this bowl. So I'm going to put it into this pot, just like that. I didn't even wash it, I just picked it off and I'm using it straight from the grapevine. As you can see, I don't really take it off these because this is not going to be eaten. It doesn't really matter, it's going to be discarded anyway. I just want to show you what type of grape this is. It's a dark grape, although it gets even darker, but I just didn't want to wait any longer. But the skin is dark, but the flesh is a bit lighter. I'm going to add water. I have 2 of these, which is about 1 liter of water. Let's see how much we need so that everything is covered. So I have 2 prepared. So I think 2. It takes about 2. Yeah. Okay. So we have 1 kilo of grapes and 2 liters of plain tap water. I'm going to take this downstairs to my kitchen. Once it boils, I will leave it to simmer for about an hour. And occasionally I'll just stir, maybe squash a little bit, just to get as much of the dye I can from all of these. As you can see, it's boiling now. I'm just using this tool that I normally use for mashed potatoes, just squashing it a little bit and stirring occasionally. And it still needs to cook, and obviously a lot of water is going to evaporate, but that's all right, it will give us a stronger dye. Okay, it's been an hour, and now that it's cooked, I'm going to cover it and I will leave it to cool down because it's already evening. I think I'm going to leave it till tomorrow. Okay, I'm back. It's the following day. I will first strain it using the colander, and then I will strain it using a finer sieve. I'm going to put it in bottles, and now we're ready to use it for our papers. Remember how we used 2 liters of water per kilo of grapes? We ended up with 1.5 liters of grape juice, which is fine because I have 3 containers here, the plastic ones, and I want to put half a liter in each. Okay, I'll just pour up. And as you can see, the juice is kind of like reddish color. It's not really blue like the grapes, but we'll see what we'll end up with. Okay, so I have approximately half a liter in each container. I prepared some papers. These are half of the A4, which is A5. It fits into this. So I have 10 sheets for each of the containers. And in one of the containers, I will just use grape juice on its own with nothing else, just grape juice. The other one, I'm going to add baking soda or sodium bicarbonate. And this is, you can see, half a teaspoon. So I'm just going to add half a teaspoon. It should react because this juice is highly acidic. Once I add this, it's going to make bubbles, I think. Yeah, I'm going to react. And I'll just mix it up a little bit. Don't know if you can see, but it did change the color a little bit. It became darker purple. But we'll see what's going to happen. Now for the third container, I want to add a little bit of iron mordant. Iron mordant is basically rusty nails, chains, whatever metal pieces you have that were sitting in a solution of water and vinegar for at least a week. I have mine in a big jar like this. It looks disgusting, I know. And this is since spring. It's been sitting for a few months. It's only a little bit left and it's really dark. I should probably toss it out and start again. But for now, I'm going to be using it. And I strained it. I'll just open this up so you see. See what it is? It's just disgusting. Just rust. And it smells like vinegar. Okay, so I strained a little bit of that liquid. It's normally more orangey color, like here, but now because it's been sitting in for so long, it's turned brown, which is fine. So I'm going to take just 1 tablespoon. I'm going to add it here, and I'll just check to see if the water changes, or if the juice changes. So I'm going to add another 2 tablespoons. I think that should be enough. Okay. Now the fun part, we will start adding the papers. Okay. I'll just do this. Now we can see better the change. Okay, I'll just use something like this to push it down. This one's already different color. These two don't seem to have much difference. Okay. So I'm going to add all of the papers. I'll just keep pushing this like that. So I placed all the papers in the dye baths, and as you can see, these ones turned really different color to the others. This is with this baking soda. Okay, this one here with rust that's added to the juice is a little bit darker than the just plain juice. I think they need to stay inside at least 24 hours. Okay, it's the following day. It's been roughly about 22 hours since I've recorded the first part of the video, and as you can see, the colors have changed. This one has gone kind of grayish bluish purple, so it's not that reddish purple anymore. This one here is more like a green or yellowish green, like olive color, and this one here turned really dark blue, and I love it. Okay, so I'll push these a little bit over here, and I will take one by one just so that we can see what they look like once they're out of the dye. So I'll start with the one that had nothing but the grapes. There you go. Lovely blue color. The one with baking soda. Oh, I love it. It's kind of grayish green and yellow. Beautiful, and some variations in color as well. And the one with iron mordant, it's darker blue. Okay, so you can see what they look like now when they're wet. Once they dry, they will be lighter color. So what I'll do now, I will take all of these out. I think with these ones I might have to rinse the paper a little bit because there's some bits from either rust or grape juice itself, and I don't want it to stick to the paper while it dries. And just to save myself some time, I will not wait for them to dry on their own. I will use my oven to dry them quicker so that I can record the rest of the video and show you what they look like in the end once they are dry. Ta-da! I think the papers look lovely. This is our addition of iron mordant, baking soda and just plain grape juice. You can see the difference. These are also lovely. Without anything, they turn lovely. Although the ones that were on top were more blue, and the ones down the bottom kind of like almost like greenish blue color. But I really like them. These are more consistent. They're almost all the same. So the iron mordant obviously did the job here. But with these ones, I'm not entirely satisfied. It's a nice color, but not that different to the plain grape juice. So I suspect that I did not put enough of baking soda inside. So I didn't really change the acidity of the grape juice enough. So I want to continue the experiment. Got my trays back here. So I cooked another batch of grape juice. I'm going to do the same. I used the same grape, same amount of water, cooked for an hour, let it cool down, strained everything, and it should be almost the same as the first time around. This time I want to try something. I want to see if I add more iron mordant, what's that going to do to the color. In the first attempt we put 2 tablespoons of iron mordant, but this time I want to put 4. Here we go. Put 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's just mix it up. Okay. Now, with the baking soda, the first attempt, I used half a teaspoon of soda, but now I'm going to go for 1 full teaspoon of soda. So instead of half, I'm going to use the full, like that. Now that's already affecting this. Look, this is what it should be, I think. I think the half a teaspoon per half a liter is just not enough. It's been 2 minutes since I put baking soda inside, and the bubbles subsided. My original plan was to put 1 teaspoon of baking soda in this one and to put 2 teaspoons of baking soda in this one. And I'm thinking now that's going to be too much, but I'm going to do it anyway. If it's a success, it's good. If it's a failure, it's good as well. At least I know it's not going to work. So I'm going to do what I planned originally. And I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of baking soda in this one. Turning green and purple. Just want to mix it really well. While that does its thing, I think I can start placing the papers inside of these. I'm going to use the same paper as in the first experiment, but because I don't have 10 sheets of each, and I have this drawing pad that's a little bit better paper than the copy paper, and I want to see if that's going to make a difference. I'm just going to tear a couple of sheets for each of these so that I can compare to the other paper. You know, obviously not all the papers are the same. I'm going to put the thicker paper down first. Just 2 sheets of this sketch paper, drawing paper, and the rest is going to be just the plain copy paper. And I'm going to finish it off with this thicker paper. Okay. I'll do the same in here. It turned green. I wonder what's it going to do to the paper. Now let's have a look what's going on in here. It's quite a lot of foam. And it turned a darker kind of almost green. So I'll do the same as in the other 2 bars. I'll just going to start with the thick paper. Look, it's really dark. We'll see what will come of this. Perhaps it might give me green papers, perhaps it might give me yellow papers, but in any case they're not going to be the same as the first batch, so it's really exciting to do this and wait for the results. This is, you can see, a lot darker than this here. This is more like almost brownish. This is almost bluish, so we'll see. And I'm just finishing off with this thicker paper. Okay, that is it. Obviously, this second attempt, it's a lot more dramatic. The changes were swift. But we'll see what's going to happen when I come back tomorrow. I'm back the following day, morning, so it's been about 18 hours that they were sitting in these containers. So I'm really excited to see what they look like. Like this one seems a bit yellow, this is more greenish, grayish, and that is purplish color. Okay, let's do one by one. I'll roll up my sleeves. I don't want to get any of these dyes on. I'll start with this one. Oh, it's the thick paper that's on top, that's why. Looks interesting. I can see there's more like purplish color around, but we'll see once it dries. And I just want to see the thinner paper as well. Yeah, not much difference. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Beautiful. It looks like almost green or yellow. That's the thick paper, but this one isn't so dark, so I guess this one soaked in most of the pigment. Let's have a look at the rest of them. They seem to be a bit lighter. So the top paper is the darkest green. Let's see over here. Again, this is that drawing paper that's thick. Beautiful color. Greenish, bluish gray. And the thinner paper. Again, is a little bit lighter color. Okay, so I will take these out, rinse if necessary, dry them in my oven, and then I will be back to show you these and the ones that we've done in the first experiment, and then we can compare this set and the set from the first experiment. Ta-da! I am back. These are the results of the first experiment, and these are the results of the second experiment. Let's have a look. I think these ones with 4 tablespoons of iron mordant instead of 2 turned a little bit darker compared to these, but the texture of the paper changed. It became really rough, and it's got like little crystals on top. I don't know if that's from the sugar that's part of the grape juice or if it's from the mordant. It does shimmer a little bit in the light, but it's very rough, although a beautiful color. So that's the difference. You can see here that the thicker papers actually turned darker than the copy papers. Copy papers turned almost the same as these ones. Not a big difference. Okay, so whether you put 2 tablespoons or 4 tablespoons of iron mordant, the result will be just really slight difference. Okay, we've seen this is just a grape juice. Now I want to compare those that we used a baking soda in. So this was with half a teaspoon of baking soda, and the papers turned really a lovely kind of bluish, yellowish, like watery color almost. And with 1 teaspoon of baking soda, the papers turn kind of like a brownish, yellowish color with a little bit of green. Have a look at the edges. This is the thicker paper. It actually kind of picked up a little bit more and it turned green in some areas, like here. But the rest is like yellowish green. Really nice, earthy color. And I just picked up the papers from the bath and placed them on a tray and put in the oven. I didn't rinse. While with all of these I had to rinse the papers in under running water before I put them to dry. With these ones I did not rinse at all. But the biggest mystery is this one. And why I'm saying mystery, have a look. Only 1 paper turned green. The rest turned more like the other batch with yellow. Now this one is light because I actually rinsed this one. I just wanted to see if it makes a difference if I rinse the paper from the dye or just place it. And I rinsed this one, and when it dried it was a much lighter color, you see. But how this one turned green and the rest were yellow, I have no idea. I can't explain this. The only thing I can think of is this one was the last one in the bath. So while I was drying all of these, this one stayed the longest, and it's the last paper that I actually put in the oven to dry. So whether it's the fact that it was sitting in that bath a bit longer, I don't know if the oven was maybe already very hot so it turned green, but I sort of wished all of these were green. Only got 1 green paper, but I still love it. It's really beautiful, and it's a beautiful color. So I don't know. I can't explain. I'll have to experiment more and maybe get back to you on that and find out how to actually get them all to be green, not just one. I don't know. It's a mystery to me. But I'm very happy with the result, and now I know it can be achieved, so I'm grateful that I got that one right. Okay, let's just put them all one next to the other so we can see all the different shades. Here we go. I think they're just gorgeous, and to get this many different colors just using grapes is really wonderful. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you soon in my next video. Bye for now.